Okay, I've moved to the internal microphone, so I think that's coming from this Mac thing. Does that sound better? Less robotic? Let me know. Did that work? Much better? Okay. Interesting. I don't know why that is. Okay. Let me try the other one more time. So. Okay, be back in a minute. Let's do this. Okay. We're going to have to do this. How does that sound? Any better? I think I'm on here now. So I'm just talking through the laptop. I'm really sorry, guys. I didn't know that the sound was messed up. Okay. We'll go with this for now. And I'll try and get my Rode mic thing going. But yeah. So I guess I'll redo all that stuff I was talking about. A lot of big news, a lot of new matchups were announced this week. And how are you all doing? That's the main thing. Maybe I'll just stick with this for now. Yeah, Chattery shut me down. Exactly. Hope you're all doing good. You like this more intimate setting? Yeah, you can see one of my plants. The dog's here again. What's up, Bills? I'm just trying to remember where my mic is. Give me another sec. Sorry, this is a nightmare, but be up and running in a minute, and I can run it through this. This is why I need a co-host. I should get Tristan in again. Tristan, if you're there and you want to save me, please come in. Receiver now. This should be fine, and we'll get going finally, properly. But yes, cute dog indeed. That is Billy. He's probably very bored. Okay, I'm going to switch over to this bad boy. I think it'll sound a bit better. Look back, that is not it. God, I'm having a nightmare today. Yeah. I don't know how this works. It should be working. I'm plugged in. Let's go to settings. Bear with me. Oh, sorry. Disastrous. Input coming from external microphone. How's that? Is that doing anything? Is that working for anyone? External microphone. I'm trying to use this external mic. I don't know if that's having a shocker. Yeah. All right, let's just go with the laptop. MacBook Pro. I'm gonna have to plug these headphones in there because I can't hear anything. Okay, we'll get going in a sec. That any good? I still can't hear a word I'm saying. Why don't we try? I'm so sorry. Ooh. We're gonna go with the. All right, please tell me that is fine now. I should be speaking through the AirPods now. Hopefully you can all hear me, but if not, we're just gonna roll with it. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to look at the chat, sorry. But I've had some technical difficulties. Apologies for that. Hopefully it's somewhat fine now. Okay. I'm gonna do all that again. So if you are tuning in, I'm speaking to people in the past, so please skip forward 10 minutes. Anyway, we are back. Monday show. Plenty of news to talk about. 169. I didn't get to do my Fallout show because I went to Taiwan for holiday. So I just got back on Friday or Thursday night. straight into 130 fights, and now we're rolling again. Some big fight news has dropped. I hope everyone is good. Now the audio issues are hopefully behind us. Let's just dive straight in. The latest update, you may have seen me tweet it, is Kong Torney and Nakrob has been announced for One Fight Night 26. So that was kind of out of left field, but I had heard rumblings about it, and here you go. I'm sharing my screen now. Yeah, it was so the Nakrob was supposed to fight Diego Paez on the show, and then sounds like Paez is injured, so they made a pretty nice replacement matchup, to be honest, which is probably a lot better. Albert's still saying can't hear me. Can anyone else hear me or not? I'm gonna roll with it. If no one can hear me, that is a problem. I believe I'm being heard. Albert, okay, yeah, Albert, you might be listening to the beginning of the show. Anyway, yeah, the Crow versus Kong Torney, big fight. Interesting because, yeah, they've kept these two away from each other, and the Crow is number 4, I think, actually. So Mahmoudi is number 5. So Kong Torney, I don't know how Kong Torney is still not ranked in this division, but he will be if he beats the Crow, you'd imagine. In my latest rankings, I actually put both of them in there. I mean, obviously the Crow's still there, but I am on the rankings panel, and I put Kong Torney in there. I think, yeah, it's time for a shake-up at flyweight. It looks like Jacob Smith's out of the official rankings. I think he was number 3 before. Now he's not even in the top 5. This is one of those divisions of one that could have, at least top 10. I think there's a 2 or 3 divisions that could have top 10. This is certainly one of them, and I would like to see that actually, because I feel like both these guys deserve that top 10 spot. I think it's not too fair to have Jacob bounced out of the rankings altogether. I think you could easily find 4 or 5 other people in there. So where's Rodtang in my rankings? If I remember correctly, I actually put Superlek at number 1 in my rankings, and I had Rodtang at 2. Yeah, if we're gonna be blunt about it, I think I believe Superlek. Yeah, I would have him higher. Just my personal opinion. Yeah. But what do you guys think? How would you do the top 5? Let me know. Put it in the chat. Yeah, anyway, I'm looking forward to this fight. I think, One Fight Night 26 is weirdly stacked now. I've kind of been used to, let's say, some weaker cards on paper for, the last year or so. The Fight Night cards have been kind of getting a bit watered down, and I still enjoyed a lot of them, but I didn't think it was like the best offering that one could have done. And now I really enjoyed, obviously, last week's, was it? Oh yeah, 10 days ago, whatever. 1169 was pretty stacked, to be honest. And then the Fight Night, I wasn't expecting this to be so stacked, and I think it is on paper a very, very nice card. I'm going to bring it up on screen. Here we go. I think, apologies for the audio issues again. I think time to get a new Mac. I got this old computer thing, iMac, whatever you call it, and I think it's given up the ghost. But Apple's just released a new iMac, so maybe I'll see what I can do. Be a good investment. Don't want to sound like a robot again. Sorry, guys. But here is the card for One Fight Night 26. Christian Lee and Ali Beg Rasulov obviously was moved from 169 because they wanted to give it the spotlight, they said. But I think really they also wanted a title fight. It sounds like they don't have another title fight. There it is. Christian Lee, obviously big, long-awaited return after 2 years out. Ali Beg Rasulov did beat Okrayun, but missed weight, so he didn't become interim champion. But they went ahead with the fight anyway. This was added last week while I was in Taiwan. Pet Tanong versus Nabil. That came out of left field. To be honest, I was expecting Pet Tanong against Enahachi. That is what I had heard on the grapevine was being booked for, and I think it was targeted for Friday Fights 92, so the tentpole. So yeah, a bit of a shock. Makes me wonder, with Jonathan Haggerty putting out a statement on social media that he has signed a fight contract, or maybe they've switched Enahachi over to that, and Enahachi's going to challenge Jonathan Haggerty for the bantamweight kickboxing title. I know a few people here have made that connection. So yeah, I agree with that. I think that's maybe what happened, and then Pet Tanong's been thrown to the wolves here with Nabil. No one wants to fight Nabil. Obviously, very awkward style given his height and his reach. You just can't get close to him. But if anyone can, I'm sure it's Pet Tanong, and he's not going to turn down any fights. So nice matchup, intriguing. If Nabil wins, obviously he's an immediate player at kickboxing as well as Muay Thai top 5. So big for him on all fronts. And then Mesa Bastos, Daniel Kelly. If you like grappling, yeah. Reese McLaren, Jared Brooks, they announced that as well last week, I believe. Yeah, on the Friday or something, Thursday. I had heard about this one, and yeah, Jared's coming up from strawweight. I do believe Jared's going to be, the winner is going to fight Adriana Moraes for the vacant flyweight belt. That is my assumption. So plenty of stakes there. Dennis Porch, Elias Mahmoudi, another cool fight. Both guys ranked in the top 5 of flyweight Muay Thai, like we were talking about. Will they be much longer? Will the loser be ranked after this fight? Who knows? Yes, Dennis taking on a very tough fight here. Elias is dangerous, very dangerous. And Elias wants a title shot as well. We'll see if one will be brave enough to put Mahmoudi against Rodtang if Mahmoudi gets a big win here. I feel like if you're going by the rankings, this is just obviously they're not gonna, I think, put Superlek there. You know what I mean? Because he's off with his bantamweight stuff, and we all kind of understand they're not going to rush back to Superlek versus Rodtang. So if you're leaving Superlek out of the equation, I think going by the ranking setup, the winner of this fight, Mahmoudi and Puric, should fight Rodtang for the vacant flyweight belt. That is if Rodtang can make flyweight again, if he's interested in doing it. But Rodtang wants to go and fight Takeru, so I think that's going to happen around March. So yeah, Mahmoudi or Puric, if they win this, they could be waiting until God knows, the summer to get that title fight with Rodtang. So I don't know what you do because, yeah, you can't really make an interim title. That would have been an easy move if Rodtang hadn't missed weight and still had his belt. But yeah, I think Rodtang has to be involved if you do a vacant title, but he's busy, as we said. So division's on hold a little bit for now, it looks like. Yuya and Gilbert Nakatani. I don't know much about Gilbert out of the US. Apparently got a decent record. Another flyweight matchup. So, yeah, if one of these guys gets an impressive finish, they may put themselves in the hat to fight for the vacant flyweight belt. I mean, if there was another flyweight MMA matchup, you could conceivably have made this a mini, like a Grand Prix, with the 4 fights, including Mariah's and Danny Kingad, and do some semifinals after that. But I feel like it's a mini Grand Prix. It's just those 2 semifinals: Adriana versus Danny and Reese versus Jared Brooks. Winner fights winner for the vacant belt. One's website hasn't updated yet. Nicole and Diego Paez. So apparently Paez is out injured, and Kong Torney has signed. Yeah, instant turnaround after beating Tagir Khalilov. Fans in Thailand have been wanting to see this for a while, so great matchup. Shamil Gasanov, Halil Amir, that's a fun one at featherweight. So Shamil was initially going to fight, can't remember, someone else. Yeah, there's been a little bit of a shake-up here behind the scenes, basically, with Akbar going to fight Tankai for the title in January. That's another fight that's been announced. And Shinya Aoki, Cole Abate, I don't know how to say it, Grappling. Yeah, so with Mikey Musumeci leaving, they've signed a couple of big names. I don't know if they're big names, grapplers in America, try and fill the void. And just as they did with Mikey, when he came in, I think Mikey fought, or one of the Rutolos got Shinya right off the bat. Yeah, feeding Shinya to poor Shinya has to take an L to beef up Cole, and yeah, I'm sure it'll be fun. But I would rather see Shinya Aoki in MMA. He sounds like he also wants to do MMA more than grappling from his social media. And then Jonathan DeBella against Rui Bateau. That's a great fight story. Kickboxing should potentially be, title implications there, or you may want to do winner versus Sam A after Sam A's masterclass at 41 years old versus Zhang Peimian. But weird about this one is it's on second on the card. I think that's a little disrespectful to DeBella, former champion, who's main evented a few cards now. Or co-main. I don't like that. That's kind of disrespect, I think. And then Tong Poon and Daniel Williams. It'd be fun. I feel if Tong Poon loses that, he might be out one. Tough stakes there. All right. Anyway, so that is some of the big fights coming up for Fight Night 26. I'm gonna look in the chat for a bit, and then we'll get back to some of the other big fights coming up. Albert's notes saying Reiner de Ridder's words at press conference in UFC was terrible. That was betrayal of ONE FC. Not grateful. What do you think, Nick? Yeah. So I've kind of was traveling in between stuff. I was coming back from Bangkok when de Ridder was fighting, and then I was, like I said at the beginning of the show, although it was a robot voice, you couldn't hear me. I was saying I got up the next morning and went straight to Taiwan, so I didn't have a chance to talk about de Ridder. Yeah, he sounded off on ONE pretty bad, didn't he? He's saying all these things, don't go to ONE. I would advise, he said, to any MMA fighters thinking of signing with ONE, don't do it. He had said some other stuff in the build-up, saying they don't, they had good ideas with drug testing and hydration tests, but it's not worked out. But I think he really saved the strongest criticisms for the post-fight, which is natural, and I think RDR knows what he's doing there. It's a good marketing tactic. Kind of, if you get a win, you go and do an explosive post-fight presser, get some hype. I think he's done well there. Really established himself immediately as a name, especially with that post-fight presser. Yeah, I wouldn't call it a betrayal of ONE, Al, but like he's not tied to ONE. He's not under contract anymore, and those are his honest opinions and feelings. So you have to give it to him. If that's the way he feels, yeah, you have to believe him. And if that is how he feels, it's best he's not there anymore, I guess, right? If he's happier in the UFC and he thinks it's a better place for his career to flourish and thrive, I think we should all be happy for him. I'm very happy for him. I was sad that he wasn't getting fights. He was a champion in ONE, and he was waiting for a long time to get a fight, and then the middleweight division kind of stalled. Some of those, obviously MMA did. I mean, it's an open secret, right? That MMA and ONE kind of was, meandering for a year and a half, 2 years. It seems to be coming back now, and that's good. But yeah, you don't want to say, oh, RDR should have waited another 6 months, because he'd already been waiting a while, and he was frustrated. He wanted to leave. He's gone. But as you can see from what we just previewed, there's at least 2 or 3 MMA fights on the next show. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 fights, 4 MMA fights, and they're all quite interesting ones, quite big ones. on Fight Night 26, and Fight Night 27 already has some announced. We'll get into that, including 2 MMA title fights. So I feel like the MMA is back, and you may want to say that it's tied into one getting reinvestment from Qatar, which was the report last month, and they got another cash injection. So maybe that's helped with the MMA side of things. Bigger purses, obviously, in that sport than Muay Thai. Yeah, but RDR, I'm glad he got to say his piece, and I'm honestly really happy for him. But Connor's Corner, what's up? A member of the channel, Connor, my buddy. Thanks for subscribing as a member. If you're not a member, what are you doing, guys? You get this extra perks. Trust me, you get this nice little badge, title belt next to you. You get some custom emojis. You can have some. You can check all the perks in there, but one of the perks is you get some access to the Discord. So let me know. I'll be a member. There's plenty of things going on, but Connor saying, I wish he was more respectful to one. If it wasn't for them, he wouldn't be who he is now. You could say that, yeah. He did build his name there, and he won 2 belts, and he earned the opportunity, let's say, to go to UFC possibly through this. So he could have been more, yeah, tactful or whatever you want to say. But I feel I could sense he was frustrated, and I've known him for 3 years plus. Whenever I think the first time I covered him is when he fought Ong La and took the first belt from him. So what was that? September 2020, I think. So I guess I've known him about 4 years, and every interaction I've had with him, he's a straight shooter. He doesn't lie, doesn't dodge questions. He says what's on his mind. That's why he was always a really fun person to interview. The Dutch are generally quite like that. Right? They don't mince their words. So I think, yeah, that's a sad one to see that the relationship break. Because I think RDR and one, if you go back a couple years, they were in a really sweet spot together. RDR was, I think he was coming off a big win over Vitaly Big Dash with that incredible submission with the legs on the neck, and people were bigging him up as potential. Oh, he could go to the UFC and win the title there. That's what people were saying, and I think one had a big star on their hands with him, and for whatever reason, yeah, it fizzled out. I think fighting Malykhin was a huge misstep for the light heavyweight belt. On both sides, like Malykhin's not even. There's no division there, right? I mean, yeah. But anyway, it is what it is. We are here now. RDR's gone, and again, wish him all the best. I was happy to see him win, and I'm excited to see how high he can go there. But as the Shandy says, RDR did a lot for one as well. Let's not forget that. Mark Money asking, where's Roman Quickly? When will he fight? I have no idea. I would love to see Quickly a fight. He's one of my guys. I have a list of fighters I love watching who I feel are very underrated. They don't get promoted enough. Quickly is one of my guys. He's a monster. I'm hoping he's back early next year. But yeah, it's been nearly a year now. It'll be a year in December. So come on, one. Let's get Big Roman back up and running. He's always fun. You're pretty much guaranteed a knockout with him. And, sometimes he gets hit as well. And he's always a fun fight. All right. My man wants to stay in the past. Who can blame him, says Ego Kind. I don't know who this is about. I'm just going back to the comments. Mikey's betrayal of Chatri for Dana is so brutal. Geez, says Anonymous, another member of the channel. Thank you, Anonymous, for being such a supporter. All of the memberships really helps me. A bit of extra pocket in my pocket, a bit of change in my pocket to help with flights, hotels, things like that, and paying contributors. I have got Giuliano, who I don't know if you watched the shows from this month, 1169. We did some behind the scenes stuff, so I really want to do more with him and sling him some money. So anything I get from memberships is really helpful. But yes, if you like those behind the scenes, let me know, and we're gonna try and do more of them. Maybe for Fight Night 26. I thought they were great. I watched them. Obviously, I'm a bit biased. I just thought it was something cool, and Giuliano did a great job with he had a very quick turnaround on them as well. I thought he knocked it out of the park. But I feel like we could expand it as well. If you have any ideas how we could do more, let me know. But Mikey, on that question, yeah. So that was a bit of a shock to us. Mikey turning up on UFC Fight Pass Invitational 9, I think it is. So he sounds like he's signed an exclusive contract with the UFC to appear on these Fight Pass grappling shows. And he was at Madison Square Garden yesterday or last night, US time, whatever it was, for UFC 3. Is it 09 or 3? I think it's 309. Sorry, I'm not a huge UFC guy at the moment. Yeah, 309, the New York show. And I didn't see any of it. Sorry. What was I doing? Sunday is like my only day off these days. So I tend to just try and get out of the house and do some living instead of watching more fights. Because all I do is watch fights, write about fights. So I heard there was some good stuff on the show, yeah. Chandler and Gaethje was fun, but obviously, yeah, Mikey was in the crowd. Yeah, I'm pretty shocked by it. To be honest, I thought Mikey would be a lifer in one, to be honest, because he came over and Chatri kind of moved heaven and earth for him. He got so many opportunities, and this isn't me dissing Mikey. So I love Mikey. He's really cool. We had some great interviews, great chats. And I'm not saying he should have. I'm not saying he's betrayed one or anything like that, because everyone is free to sign wherever they want. You know, it's not. It's like RDR. I don't think he's betrayed one. He's made a move he feels is best for his career, and Mikey obviously the same. But you know, I asked Cade Rutolo about that in the press conference after 169, and Cade said he was surprised too, and he said, you know, I feel like the best opportunities for us are here in one, and he said he wouldn't be surprised if Mikey came back, and I wouldn't be either. But yeah, there it is. You know, on a tangent, let me know what you guys think about all this situation. But yeah, as Nicolas says, the Rutolos are going to have huge leverage now. Yeah, they could say, look, hey, we could go to UFC Fight Pass as well, Chatri, so give us some more dollars. But I don't know. Sounds like the Rutolos are happy. I think because I feel, yeah, it's best for them to stay in one if they want to go into MMA, because I think they can do both. And I think they're going to be given a good, steady, they're breaking Cade in nicely, you know, to the MMA side of things. And I feel they're happy there. Every time I talk to them, I think they love everything about one championship. So I wouldn't see them jumping ship either. Like, who knows in the future? But I mean, on a tangent, I think what the UFC is doing with this Fight Pass Invitational thing is why shouldn't one? This I've been saying it for a while. They should just host a big tournament, maybe once a year, twice a year. You can have the One Championship Invitational, whatever you want to call it, on YouTube, and try and get all the top guys and girls in the world together for one week or whatever it is, one weekend. Have the two brackets, whatever you want to do, or you could have multiple brackets for weight classes. You could crown your champions there. So maybe have like, yeah, I don't get having one-off grappling matches on cards in Asia. I feel like it's not moving the sport forward. It's not moving one championship's grappling forward. It's kind of just it's there, but nothing's really coming out of it. And I think it would be better to just host a kind of big thing in the US and try and build from there and host monthly smaller shows of grappling in the US. You can have it on one championship, YouTube and all that social. You can have the monthly things in smaller venues, but yeah, for me, it doesn't add much to the shows out in Bangkok. And the crowd don't seem to really get into it. And sometimes they do, and yeah, like Mikey was one of the stars. Because I think this is what's sad about Mikey's leaving is he had obviously formed this bromance with Rod Tang, and that was great. You know, it was fun on social media, but I think the Thai fans warmed to him a bit, and they cheered for him when he came out. That's what's sad about it. But yeah, anyway. Anonymous. So I've never seen a stadium so packed before. Mikey sitting cage side at UFC 309 as he twists the knife. Oh my god. I didn't hear what he said. I just saw him turn up. But yeah, I mean, Madison Square Garden is pretty big. I guess the biggest venue he did with one was the I something in Denver. I think that was because he's been on Lumpini, he's been on Singapore Indoor Stadium, but that was I think they were running like half full during COVID or something. I can't remember. So yeah, maybe it is the biggest venue. It's just an honest statement. But if he had made it to the card in Denver in September, that would have been a big crowd too. I think as you saw from the numbers, there was over 10,000 people there. So it's just it is what it is. UFC versus one and winner takes everything. Clump suggests in grappling, that could be really cool, and you can see what one's trying to do now is with this Cole Abate guy. I don't know how to pronounce it. Sorry. And there's another one. I forgot his name. Who is it? Dante Leon. Okay. Yeah. So I think they're just trying to keep these people out of the UFC's hands now. And I'm sure that the contracts they've signed are quite lengthy and they are exclusive. So expect to see these guys more often. Anonymous says UFC's plan for BJJ is what one should have been doing a long time ago, not lopsided can crush matches on the mostly Muay Thai card. Yeah, I tend to agree with Anonymous here. I like this, what they're doing. I think one could do this. Like I said, have a one grappling invitational, throw all your resources into that. It's just doesn't fit, on a Muay Thai card, having a random grappling match where you've got two people who maybe the crowd might know one of them if it's like one of the big stars, like Mikey or Tolos or Daniel Kelly. But if it's not them, it's tough, really, I think, for the crowd to get into it. Why not put them all in a grappling centric card in front of an audience of grappling fans who are gonna be loud? I think that makes way more sense. Anyway, Albert's notes saying, Nick, what do you think about Malykhin and Reug Reug's fight? Because what someone says because of the yellow card, Malykhin lost. Reug Reug is better than Malykhin. Will they have a rematch coming up? Yeah, I think if you put that fight in a cage, I think Malykhin would have won it. Basically, what happened is the yellow card doesn't actually impact the scoring. It's purely a financial thing. It means Malykhin lost 10 or 20% of his purse, whatever it is. What really swung the fight was in the fifth round. Malykhin came out like a house on fire, just started swinging for the fences, and then he got clipped by Reug Reug with, I think it was a right hook or a left hook, and he dropped him. And yeah, two of the judges, I believe, scored. That was a decisive thing for them. If you look at the scorecards, damage is then swung in Reug Reug's favor, and that's the only knockdown in the fight. So I think that's what won Reug Reug the fight. Would Reug Reug have been able to kind of, yes, he spent, let's say, like most of that fight in the corner, right by his team, and Malykhin couldn't do much apart from try and, yeah, it was tough. If it had been a cage, he would have been able to do a lot different there, and I think Malykhin would have been able to. Like, I think he got taken down once or twice. It might have been twice, but I think he would have done better with the takedowns with a fence there, and I don't think he would have got a yellow card, obviously, because the rope grabbing. I think it's a very different fight out, but yeah, in a cage. So if I'm one, I would probably book a rematch straight away for. There's a couple of big cards coming up in February and March, which I'm sure you'll hear about soon, and I think they're going to both have cages. So I'd pick one of those two shows and do it there. But I think one will have seen the popularity of Reug Reug is incredible. I didn't realize. I knew he was popular in Senegal, but this has been another level. Just incredible stuff. The man is a celebrity there. It's a week. He's not doing it justice. He's superstar. He's like Cristiano Ronaldo. Or something. If Ronaldo was to go to Portugal, and not even just Portugal, if Messi was to walk the streets of anywhere, or Ronaldo, they'd get mobbed. But if they went to their home countries, it's even more crazy. So Reug Reug's like that. You saw there was 20,000 people were there when he got off the plane, apparently, and then he went through the streets of his old home city, I think it was, Diaz, and yeah, madness. So maybe they're gonna pivot towards Reug Reug and try and give him some cans to crush, keep the belt on him. So Malykhin will have to go defend light heavyweight. I don't know. It's not the worst thing if you want to, because Malykhin is a small heavyweight as well. I do think he would beat Reug Reug in a cage, but maybe one will see opportunities to promote Reug Reug, and then maybe they can build a light heavyweight division for Malykhin to obliterate there. And you got win-win. You could do the rematch later down the line. Well, anyway, Reug Reug's talking about going and getting the light heavyweight belt off Malykhin too. So, yeah, I think that's probably the next matchup for both of them. Which belt? Who knows? Yeah. Yes, absolute beast. Grant Sanders, another member of the channel. Grant, what's up, my buddy in Hong Kong? Thanks for tuning in. A lot of people didn't like the fight. I kind of enjoyed it. I thought it was. There was booing. I never really hear booing that often, but I enjoyed it. It was like this bizarre chess match. Like, can Anatoly somehow? Because I felt like Anatoly was against the clock. He was trying to make up for something. I think because of the takedown early on. So it was intriguing to me. But people didn't like it in the stadium. Combat Sports Today saying one could bait Buchecha a title shot rematch against Reug Reug so he can resign. Yeah, well, look, Buchecha as well. That's another thing coming out of 169. Buchecha has now, if you listen to reports, just what I read, Kevin Ioli said, I think, or was it Okamoto, maybe both of them, that Buchecha is, they say, a free agent, but I don't think he's technically a free agent because he has what is it? If you're a fighter with one and you finish your deal, you have a matching period. So I think Buchecha's in his matching period, and any offer he receives can be matched by one. So who knows what's happened? I feel like he should stay. I'm not sure what he's 34, 35, I think. I don't know how well he would do elsewhere. Yeah, 34 years old. My God, I'm 2 years older than Buchecha. It's sad. Yeah, maybe he could do. I mean, he's obviously got incredible jiu-jitsu. We know that. Reug Reug seemed to give him some problems on the feet, which was a surprise. But he may be thinking UFC or PFL. Who knows? I think he should stay in one. Yeah, and he can do the Reug Reug rematch
and as Combat Sports Today is suggesting, that could get the deal over the line, maybe. 45, it says Malykhin wasn't dropped, was a slip. I think it was a drop. I've looked at it in slow motion multiple times, and two of the judges I know scored it as a knockdown. Yeah, I couldn't see it because I'm kind of behind the ring post where I was sitting. But if you go and watch the footage in slow motion, you'll see, I believe it's a knockdown, clear knockdown. And on commentary, they're saying it's a slip. But what do you think, guys? Let me know. Grant says Malykhin's cardio looked sus. Reug Reug won that fight fair and square. He did, yeah. By the rules, he won. I think Malykhin was saying he didn't feel 100%. And after the fight, I saw him kind of saying his leg was messed up. I don't know. I think he's had this long-standing leg injury. It was the same when he won the belt against Bular. His leg wasn't good. One advertising Nikki Hoskin versus Jake Paul now. Where is that? Never seen that. Anyway. One could bait Buchecha. Oh, we've done that already. Yeah. Any other comments? Let me know. I think someone's asking about Karate Combat. That was more drama, wasn't it? DEEW, what's your opinion on the War in One? My opinion is, I think there's space for everyone. I think Antoine Pinto said the same on social media. I agree with Antoine. I think I'm happy for every promotion to succeed. Genuinely, I want to see, whether it's PFL, UFC 1, Rising, Karate Combat, whatever, Octagon, I don't know, whatever, RWS, Muay Thai. More options for fighters means more opportunities and more money, and gives the fighters more power over gyms and things like that, and over promotions. So I just want the fighters to succeed and make as much money as they can. So, and competition is great for everyone. I think if you want to do a pro wrestling analogy, I was a diehard fan of pro wrestling as a kid. I'm still a loose fan of it now, not as hardcore, but we all know about the 1990s. What is it? The Monday Night Wars, with Attitude Era, WWEF, whatever you want to call it, against WCW. The competition between those two pushed each other to new heights. Then WCW went out of business, and WWE, in my opinion, stagnated for 20 years nearly. It wasn't until AEW was launched around 2019 that, and even then they were still stagnant. AEW was getting very popular, and I was more of a fan of AEW then. It wasn't until about a year, maybe 2 years ago, WWE started realizing, oh shit, we got to change things up. The competitors kicking our ass. WWE started putting out great content again, and AEW suffered. So competition is really good for everyone. And if you just got one thing in town, how are you going to know you're putting out the best product? You need to have rivals who are doing things to push you to get better. I firmly believe that. And it looks like it got a little personal between everyone, and things were going on behind the scenes and stuff. So make of it what you will. I didn't see the show. You'd have to tell me if it was any good. Ego Kind says it splits up the competition. The best have to face the best. This does not happen when we have 10 promotions who all try to become the biggest. Who was your favorite wrestler in WWE? I was always a Bret Hart guy. When Bret left, that was very sad. I didn't really watch WCW, to be honest. I was more of a WWF, but my brother was into WCW, so I did catch it. The NWO was obviously cool, and Sting. Who was my favorite? The Rock obviously was always hilarious. Stone Cold, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Kurt Angle, big fan of him. I met Kurt Angle, interviewed him once at Wembley Arena in London for a TNA show. I was doing a big piece on the 20th anniversary of his Olympic gold medal win. It was, I think, it was in like 2014 or whatever the Rio Olympics were. Yeah, it was 2016. Yeah, coming off his Atlanta 96 gold medal win. One of my favorite things I've ever written, favorite interviews. He was such a nice guy. Sometimes you meet your heroes, it sucks. Meeting Kurt Angle was great. Grant says, I saw Haggerty's post about returning to winning ways, contract signed. Any idea who he's fighting? Will he defend a kickboxing belt or tie? Well, yeah, Grant, maybe before you came in, I was just talking a little bit about, I believe he's going to fight Enahachi because of Petanong's going to do Nabil on Fight Night 26. So I believe it'll be a bantamweight kickboxing title defense against Ilias Enahachi. If not, it could be Wei Ray, how to pronounce it, because he is ranked number 1. So I would expect, one of those two guys maybe. Could be that Enahachi's injured, and that's why he pulled out the Petanong fight. Anonymous, good point. Reug Reug always manages to win against people who we think are going to murder him. That is true. I didn't think he'd beat Malykhin. I didn't think he'd beat Buchecha. But I credit to Reug Reug. He's gone away and he's training very hard, and he trains with serious people. Trains with Paulo Costa. Maybe he's not the most serious guy, but as in very high level fighters he trains with, and he's not the same guy he was when he came in. I mean, everyone remembers the embarrassing throat punch of death, whatever, when Kirill Grashenko hit him in the throat, and then he did a delayed reaction, went down. I think he was just so gassed he wanted to get DQ win, and ended up losing the fight on TKO, and was stretched out. But yeah, ever since then, my opinion of him kind of changed after that, in terms of I wasn't sure what he could achieve in one, but and then he had a couple of not very impressive performances. To be honest, I can't remember who they were against, although one of them was against the massive Dagestani heavyweight who later popped for drugs, Zasho Mirzamukhamedov. Yeah, another one against Batrans Gazayev. I can't even remember that fight, and I was there. I think it was in Singapore. Yeah, it was a second round TKO, to be honest, but it wasn't impressive. But I think the Buchecha fight really took everyone by surprise, and then, well, the less said about Busha Ketchup, the better. But yeah, two really good. Well, Grant, joining late's actually worked out better for you because you missed the 10 minutes of me sounding like a robot. Apparently, again, apologies to anyone who tuned in, and my mic wasn't working. So this is why I'm doing the AirPods, and we're on the laptop, not the Mac, iMac. Beaver Happy says, any update on Liam Nolan? No, nothing. I have no idea what's going on. I think he broke his hand in his last fight, but that was over a year ago, so no idea what's going on with Liam. Mark Money asking, what do you think about MMA fights in the ring? I think they should not do MMA in the ring. Fighters can't go all out, especially on the ground. I agree with you, Mark Money. I hate seeing MMA fights in a ring, especially heavyweight. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. We've seen it with Malykhin and Bular, when Bular kept falling out of the ring, and these guys try and grab the ropes. It's just natural, right? You're in a ring. What else can you do? And I don't like they're losing part of their purse because of this. So they're losing money, which sucks. So I think get rid of all MMA in a ring, or they have to do some, I guess. But if it's a heavyweight, don't bother. I would just rather see a cage for that, personally. Anyway, as Vegan says, MMA without the cage is stupid. Connor says one's got to do Hell in a Cell WWE style for MMA at Lumpini where they drop the cage down for MMA. Great idea. Yeah, I mean, if there was some way to have a portable cage that could come down from the ceiling, surround the ring, I don't know. Sounds like it or feels like it would be quite expensive and not feasible there. Tetsuya, did you ask Rabba how he made 145? Yes, he barely made bantamweight before, so much happier for him at featherweight. He looked a lot better, and I think he's going to be a player potentially in that division, which is cool. He's very unhappy he's not ranked. He was moaning to me on Instagram. He believes he should be in the top 5. And who's to say he shouldn't? I think Luke Lisi is number 5. And Luke's in the rankings with 1 win and 2 losses, and his 1 win is Eddie Abasolo. So, I mean, you could argue, that Rabba with a win over Eddie could replace Luke at 5, but who knows? That's why we should have top 10s. I think we could start getting some top 10s going. Beaver, what do you think of Mikey joining UFC? I already did a Mikey thing a bit earlier. I'm very sorry. My general thoughts on it is surprised to see him go. Very shocked. I thought he had a good thing going in one, and one were giving him a lot of opportunities. But if he's happier there, I'm happy for him. Yeah, I think you've got to do what makes you happy in life. If you can find an opportunity somewhere else where you feel you're better off, why not? No hard feelings. I wanted to talk about some other fights, I think, and news. So I'm just going to go back to my screen share. We've done this card. So they have announced some other fights I wanted to talk about quickly. Fight Night 27, Tankai and Akbar Abdullayev. 2 title fights announced for this January Fight Night card, which is on the 11th at Lumpini. Yeah, I like this. I think Akbar is very dangerous. I think I'm sad that Gary Tonin is out of the picture, it sounds like, because he was ranked number 2, I think, in featherweight, and now he was supposed to fight Tankai, but then he had a bit of an outburst on social media, and then he was removed from the rankings, and we haven't heard from him since, and I have the feeling he's not going to come back to 1. So sad Gary never got the chance to fight Tankai for the belt. I think he deserved it. But if it's not Tankai, Akbar is a suitable replacement. I think he's looked incredible in every fight I've seen him in. There's a lot of upside to this guy. And this could be a really fun fight. So Denise Sambawenga and Aliona Rasahina as well. Interim Atomweight MMA title. I'm not the biggest fan on this fight. I think, if you're going to have an interim fight, in this division, Hamso, he has to be part of it. She is ranked number 1, and she's beaten Denise Sambawenga twice in 1 championship. She has beaten Aliona Rasahina outside of 1 championship. She is a legend, and she expressed her displeasure on social media saying, this is a fake fight, fake title fight, fake champion. It is what it is, guys. Yeah, we have this fight. Rasahina's also been out for 3 years, and she's coming off a loss to Stamp in the Grand Prix. And since then, she's become a mother. Denise is coming off a couple of wins, I think, at least 2, maybe 3. So I have no problem with Denise being in the fight. I just would have done Ham versus Denise. If we're going to be fair, they are ranked number 1 and number 2. I don't know why they've made this fight. I mean, I do. I think you would argue like, oh well, Stamp beat Ham, so you can't give it back to her straight away. And then would you want to do a trilogy with Ham and Denise? So, I can see their reasoning. Anonymous says Denise doesn't deserve a title shot anymore. Should be Ham, Miura, or Sawada. Any combination of those three. Yeah, you got to think about. I mean, I think Denise deserves the shot, but if she's going to get it, it's got to be against Ham. But yeah, Ayaka Miura has been on a tear at Atomweight. Chihiro Sawada also on, I think 2 fights since coming back. But then, the Shandy says, I'm not really interested in Ham versus Stamp 2. Vegan Crane asking about Zhong Jingnan. Yeah, I mean, maybe you could get Zhong to come down at atomweight again. If you're going to do an interim fight, Denise versus Zhong would be cool. Zhong's come down at atomweight before. Her power didn't really transfer over, though, so I prefer her at strawweight. Amor says Chihiro Sawada 3-0-1 or Akamiura, who's on a 3-fight win streak, much more deserving than Rasa Hina. I like Aliona Rosina, and she's a fun fighter, and she's a nice person. She's great, and I'm very happy to see her back. But yeah, I'm not sure she deserves a title fight. I'm being 100% honest. Yeah, sorry, Aliona, if you're listening. I'm happy for her that she's got it, and I love seeing anyone get a title opportunity because it can change their lives. But yeah, I feel there's more deserving contenders. It's just realistic. Anonymous says Miura's been on a streak. In a long time, it's taken Denise to fight just once. Connor's Corner says, one clearly just wants Stamp and Denise because they want Stamp to win and they think they can sell the former training partners angle, I guess. Who knows? Obviously, Denise is very popular in the Philippines as well, and that's a big market for them. Tatsuya saying, one should book Eunice Rabba more often. That guy's a superstar now. He gained over 70,000 followers on Instagram after Solo fight. Yeah, the Algerians, they love him. I've seen it up close. He could be a big star. He could be. How do you feel about Christian Lee's return? Excited for it, Shandy. Yeah, it's been too long. I'm frustrated they didn't do any interim thing in the welterweight division. I know they tried to do one in the lightweight division. Even then, I think it was too long that they left it. But yeah, I'm just happy he's back. But I think we could have got the interim titles going a year ago. But yeah, you got to give Christian his props, and obviously the tragedy he went through. I have no problem with him taking the time off he needed to come back. I think we could have got some interim action going on, but MMA in general was all kind of on the back burner, wasn't it? Connor likes Tankai and Akbar, but says it should have been Gary. I agree. But the Shandy says Turner would have probably got KO'd again, so not a huge miss. Why is there no rankings for lightweight? Upwards in the one website, Mark asks. Yeah, I've queried this with the relevant people, and I've kind of made my case that we could have lightweight rankings now across MMA, Muay Thai, kickboxing, and I've made the case we could have middleweight MMA rankings, and we could have heavyweight MMA rankings easily. I don't know, Mark Money, why there is not there. Anonymous says, I hope Rasahina wins, but realistically the result will be Denise by unanimous decision because reasons. Conspiracy theories here. Right. And there were some other fights. 170. So yours truly broke this news on Bangkok Post, so go check that out. What was it? Joe Natwood against Bampara Kuyate, featherweight Muay Thai matchup added to 170. I like this fight. Yeah. You could say maybe the winner of that might get a shot at the winner of the main event here, Super One and Tawan Chai. Who knows? Fabricio and Kwan has been added to this card as well since I last spoke to you all. Oh no, I think that we called that on the last show. So yeah, that is that. And there was maybe they've added something for Friday Fights 92. Sue Kim and Panrit, yeah, that was last night. Looking forward to that. But as it stands, City Challenge Shadows in the main event. I feel like they're going to have to find a title fight, perhaps Pet Chija against Alicia. People were suggesting yesterday to me. Tetsuya, that was, I think, or was it Combat Sports Today? Maybe it was both of them. Grant has a ticket for that card in January, 170, I think. Yes, that's going to be a great show. You should all get tickets for that if you can get to Thailand. Will Beaver Happy asking, will Haggerty face Semipet or Way? Again, yeah, I was saying a bit earlier. I think Beaver tuned in a little late. I already said I think Haggerty's going to fight. Who was it? Inahachi or Way Ray. Bantamweight kickboxing title defense, I believe, is the plan. Just checking. Yes. So I think I've talked about everything I want to talk about. Oh no! Obviously, big news on some more stuff that I broke for Bangkok Post on the weekend. Just, I think it was right around the Tyson Paul fight, which was a bit ludicrous. The fight, not the news. Well, the news is kind of ludicrous as well. Not ludicrous, but yeah, crazy. Ben Tynan, we've been wondering where he's gone. Turns out he's serving a 12-month suspension for positive drug tests in one. Sources tell me. Sources confirm Ben Tynan, yes, after testing positive for multiple banned substances after his fight against Duke Didier in April. His TKO win over Didier has been overturned to a no contest. The 30-year-old Canadian heavyweight MMA contender will be eligible to return in April 2025 at the earliest. That about sums it up. So, yeah, please check out the story on BangkokPost.com. The link is in my bio on my Twitter, my Instagram, wherever, Facebook. Give me some clicks, guys. Yes, I was shocked by this because obviously he was rebooked for 167 in June, and then he disappeared off that card. He was going to fight Mauro Turilli, how you say it, and then something happened. Fight was off. This is why. So I imagine they booked the fight right after the April one, and the drug test came in, and then he probably would have tried to query it. I guess in that situation, you would ask for whatever a B sample. I don't know what happened, but yeah, that's why he's been gone. Yeah, bit shocked, bit sad because I think Ben would have been a cool challenger for Reug Reug or Malykhin at heavyweight. Connor asking, will one try to sue Ben $50,000 for the bonus they gave him? I don't know. Maybe he had to return it. Yeah. Tynan must have been on that good for multiple substances. Yeah, I don't know what substances are. Duke is fuming. I messaged him. I know he's not a very happy boy. Flaming Mo, what's up? Says one fighters are too honorable to take PEDs. This is fake news. Amor says they saw him ripping his shirt while wearing jorts and got suspicious. Rookie mistake. Yeah, he gave it away there, didn't he? Did the old Hulk Hogan shirt rip, as you can see on this picture. Yeah, I'm sad, but yeah, that's it. Guys, I'll do like 10 more minutes or so because I have to go to dinner after this. I haven't eaten dinner yet. Came straight back from the gym to do this podcast. So, DEEW saying, what's your prediction for Tawanche Superbond? I've gone with Superbond decision, I think, in my head. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to stick with it. Sorry, Tawanche. Because people whose opinion I value tell me that Superbond is often better in rematches, and yeah, why not? I won't sit on the fence. I'll go with Superbond. Tickets almost sold out. Beaver Happy says for 170. That is correct. Yes, I think they added more seats. Tetsuya was saying on social media, which is a great sign for one. And I would expect them to up those prices the next time they run that arena. This is great news for one. They can sell out Impact Arena way ahead of time. Bodes very well for them in Thailand. Nicola, can you interview Ray Lil Black? She's at events from time to time. Sure, if I ever see her, I will. Definitely. I where does she train? Yeah, she says to kind of go around. I think she trains with Superbond sometime. Hey, I mean, she follows me on Twitter and Instagram, I think. So yeah, if I see her, she's down for it. Yeah, we'll try and do an interview. I would be really fun. But I see she's getting a lot of hatred off some fans. I don't know why some people are like that, but whatever. She's fine in my book, and it's great that she's bringing attention to Muay Thai. Yeah, I mean, anyway, yes, Nicola, if I see her, we can do it. Why not? I'm not sure she could do a podcast or anything. We'll see if I can arrange it. Any update on Marat? No update for you. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Marat Gregorian. No idea. Any other news to talk about? Tynan was the big one. Here you go, another one. Jordan Estupinan has signed with One Championship finally. So the twins of Muay Thai are both in One Championship. Here is some footage of Reug Reug arriving in Senegal. If you haven't seen it, it is on my socials. Absolutely crazy. I know we were talking about it earlier, but worth talking about again or watching. Mad scenes in Senegal. It is crazy. I got a lot of new subscribers and followers on social media from Senegal. Reug Reug is a star, everyone, whether you like it or not. But yes, you can see he got on stage as well. There you go. Any other news? I'm not sure. I think we've covered it all. What we got here? Stevie Irvine, Friday fights, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I can understand why Stevie didn't get the contract. You know, you tend to not get it unless you get a knockout. But I think Stevie deserved it. That was a great performance from him against Den Krian Kai. I think I pronounced it right. Very impressive. But you'll have to wait. Marvin Dietrich looked good as well. Last second win. That was a fun fight. First German on one Limpany. Kendu Irving. Could be fun. Could be a US hopeful. Some interesting fights on Friday. Kujiro Shiba as well, debut. So, and a new Filipino MMA star potentially. Eros Baluyot. He's actually accomplished on the ground, unlike most other Filipino MMA fighters. His best attributes are his ground game. So, if he could tighten up his stand-up, he could do some damage in one. As soon as this fight went to the ground, he got the heel hook. Kara Ul was doing pretty well before that. Yeah, what else? Anything else? I think that about does it for the news side. Just kind of scrolling through my feed to see anything else. I think we've covered all of these. Sammy Sanders back. Yeah, that came out of left field. And he's got a tough fight against Kunsuek. That's on Friday Fights 89, which is next week, I believe. So not this Friday. He's been gone for a while, and a lot of people have been asking where he is. I think 3 years he's been out since the featherweight kickboxing Grand Prix, I think, when he lost to Chingiz. Is that right? Yeah, good to see him back, but I don't know what kind of state he'll be in. Whether he's just doing this to finish up his contract or something like that, I don't know. you all might know more than me. Think that is it. Yeah, these are just some. Oh yeah, Jacob Smith out the rankings. We mentioned that. Okay, that's me in Taiwan looking at the 50-50 home run baseball. The 50th home run of Shohei Ohtani, the famous ball. It sold for something like $4 million US. There were 2 security guards standing right behind me here, either side of this glass case. This is in the 101 Taipei skyscraper. There's an exhibit with all this baseball shit. I'm not a big baseball fan, but that was pretty cool to see. And yeah, Dom Lau got angry at Cathay Pacific. It's funny, like I said, that Dom is such a hard guy to piss off. So Cathay really messed up. That Dom is normally a gentle giant. Reug Reug and Francis in Dubai. Yes. Yeah, that's kind of it for my news updates. I could do 5 minutes quickly if anyone has questions. Tetsuya saying, in my opinion, Irvine is more skilled than Nico. He was able to use all of the 8 limbs effectively, not just using his size to overpower his opponents. Very good analysis from Tetsuya. I tend to agree. I think Nico obviously has those hands of stone, and his power often overcomes his other, not to call them deficiencies, but let's say weaker areas. But Stevie, seems to have more of an all-round game. Marat versus Norrie seems like an obvious fight to make. Not like they have many options left at 70. Oh, Tristan's here. Tristan, I'm just about to finish.
Oh man, I just got back from the gym.
Oh, maybe we can do one on Wednesday. Yeah.
Marat versus Norrie? Fuck yeah, that's a good fight.
This
doesn't make sense because he lost to Sidichai.
Yeah.
No. No news at all, man.
Why don't we do... Yeah, I have to run to dinner, but I'm planning on doing a Wednesday show. If you all want to see Tristan and I on Wednesday, how about that?
Yes, sir.
We can do it.
I'm really fucking late, guys. I'm sorry. I was driving back. I was speeding back from the gym listening to it.
Oh, yeah.
At least I'm happy Rob got a good matchup.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on that matchup quickly? And shout out to One Lumpini FC, our brother Shine, and Giuliano, my boy.
A very good matchup. I think a very competitive matchup. I think Gong Tourney, for me, he just edges it, but Nagrov can surprise us,
Let's see. I mean, would you? I guess it's too soon for a title shot for either. I was saying Mahmoudi or Dennis will probably get the next shot with Rod.
Yeah, Mahmoudi and Dennis. I think that's the most logical sense.
Yeah, but some people are saying, Nakrab and Kongtone like skip the queue and they're better than all these other guys. I mean,
yeah, but they have to fight the guys in the rankings to get up.
Yeah, you got to play it out. I think at least.
But they do funky shit sometimes, so we'll see.
They do, yeah.
Yeah. So if you can edit early, it's no problem.
Yeah. Sorry, I've got to go to dinner. I have to run down the hill. How about Wednesday though? Yeah, we can preview Friday's card perhaps.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'll come out by then.
Will you be? I could do it a bit. I did start a bit early today because of the dinner situation. I will start at the usual time, like 10 o'clock here, 9 o'clock for Bangkok. So that could be better for you.
No problem. I'll let you go, man. Have a good dinner.
Yeah, I've got to go eat some yakitori. It's my favorite. So, yeah, I can't miss it.
Yeah, we'll see you guys later then.
Yeah, sorry everyone to cut it short, and we will do a show Wednesday. Yeah, so tune in again on a couple of days, and I'll start at normal time. I did start a bit early today again. Yeah, sorry about that, and I will sort out those technical difficulties I had with the robot mic. I sounded like a robot apparently for 10 minutes. Beginning of show. I don't know what's going on. That's why I'm on the AirPods and I'm on my laptop. Yeah, try and fix that for you all. Sorry, but I'll give Tristan the final word if he has anything to say. Yeah, he's rushed back, so 1 minute. The minute over to Tristan. Final minute.
Miss you guys. You know, have a good week. You know, it's Monday. My Monday already felt like a fucking Friday. So yeah. See you
Yeah, busy
guys
and,
Wednesday then. And yeah, I hope some fight news get released and we can do some shit together.
Yes. All right. Let's reconvene. Everyone who watched, thanks for watching. I'll see you all soon. Wednesday. Let's do it again. All right.
Fresh
I got
fade.
about.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah,
looking
okay.
good. I
Bye
like
bye.
it.